Okay, folks. So I want to address a couple of comments that I received recently, and also something else that someone else had noticed here in the Star Trails video. Jay Gunnarsson 552. Thank you. You have a pretty good eye because I didn't even notice it. It says, "What is that little beam that goes off through the right when you have it stopped?" This reminds me of the painting Starry Nights where the stars are all rotating, and I wasn't sure what it was talking about, so I asked, "What little beam? Can you post a timestamp?" And they posted 1422, but I saw it in almost all of the replays. Starts just off the center bottom and goes up to the right almost all the way through. May just be something flying through. Well, I did not notice it before. So thank you for pointing that out, Jake Gunnarsson 552. Um, I was just so distracted by the blippity blip that these lights do, that little jump that they do. I did not even notice that line going through. And there is. I pulled out some of the frames. I extracted some of these frames, and there is a line that goes right up through there. And let me see here. Let me believe that's the last frame. There's the first frame because it's only a 4 second long video, right? Yeah, it's only 4 seconds long. So I extracted one frame for each of the seconds, and this was the first frame. Oh, right here you can see there's really no line there. I can adjust this out with the adjustment tools here. I'm going to brighten it all the way up and expose it all the way so you can see there's no line right here in this very first frame right here. But in the next frame, I believe it does appear right there. Let me lighten that up so you can see it. Wow, get really good eye, Gunnarsson, Jay Gunnarsson. Like I said, I was just so distracted with the lights skipping like they did that I didn't notice this line right here. And it does. It goes from the bottom here about not quite midway through, but it extends all the way up to the top. So I'm not really sure exactly what that would be. Obviously, whatever it wasn't glowing as bright as some of these stars were because the camera didn't really pick it up as bright as it was. And I will say, um, typically when I capture planes that fly through pictures, yep, there it is right there. You can see it. It's real faint. Um, the airplanes usually will have, a couple of red lights or a couple of white lights that appear with it, even in the Star Trail videos like this, in these long exposures. But I'm not really seeing anything that would indicate any red or white lights along that line. So I'm wondering if it wasn't one of those so-called satellites or one of those so-called crafts that drift over us. Because I do believe that there are, I don't think they're, all of what they say that there are, but I do believe that they do have things drifting over our heads. I do believe that they have propulsion technology and drone technology um, that allows them to keep some of these aircraft, some of the lighter body aircrafts up in the air for long periods of time and up at much higher altitudes than they've been able to in the past. So I do believe they are drifting things over our heads. And they most likely are using a lot of helium to do it with some of these, satellite balloons and weather balloons and stuff like that. But to believe that we don't have, or that the military even doesn't have aircraft systems that can stay up in the air for days, weeks, months on end, I think is just kind of a silly way of thinking, because I do believe that we actually have the technology to do that, and I do believe that they do drift that over our heads. And a lot of times I see very faint lights, moving through the sky, not quite as fast as the stars, but they're up there and they're faint and they're up very, very high. So I do believe that they are injecting more crafts and using different types of technology to be able to drift things up much higher or fly things much higher or propel crafts, lighter body aircrafts up much higher in the upper atmosphere than what anybody would probably even imagine. But there it is right there. That's a good eye there, J.E. Gunnarsson. I didn't even notice that because I was too distracted with the stars skipping, but there's a line going right through there. And my guess it would be one of them, lightweight satellite systems that they claim is up there. But again, that's just a guess. I really have no way of proving it. But like I said, because I'm repetitive, I'll say it again. Typically, when I see airplanes flying through, these captures, there's either red or white lights that'll appear with it along with the dotted line. So I was just so distracted by the little blippity blip going on there that I didn't even notice that white line. So anyway, thank you very much, Jake Gunnarsson, for looking at it closer and pointing that out to me. I appreciate it. There's a lot of stuff going on that would suggest that they began a very long-standing Disney theme park in the sky for a while. But, I mean, look at Pluto. That one flopped, though. People were onto that one, weren't they? You don't hear a lot of people talking about that. Don't hear too many people talking about Pluto and how they declassified it because people realize it was nothing but a joke, right? Anyway, I appreciate all the other comments. I've been trying to reply as best as I can in timely fashions and everything like that. But, I'm not good with that stuff. I'm really not. Morgan says, "Did I hear the name William Shatner of Star Trek? Such BS, but great capture of the pyramid star, twinkle, twinkle." Well, thank you. The name was not William Shatner in the story of that Arcturus strain, and that was from a year ago when they had came up with that narrative that there was an Arcturus strain. But the doctor's name actually was Schaffner with an F. So it was very close to Shatner, though, and that's what I heard the first time that I read through it and did the AI reading of it, and I heard I heard what I thought was Shatner too. I had to recheck the PDF file to make sure, but it was Schaffner with an F. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate all the comments, y'all, and like I said, I'm not very good at replying back with things like that, especially when I experience the lagging that I experience sometimes. There's something that goes on with me and my ability to communicate through the comments on anybody's videos and even on my own channel. So, but I try and I have to retry and try and try a lot of times to actually get it to go. But anyway, I appreciate the comments and yeah, just stay tuned. There's definitely more to come if I can help it.